Hello everyone, and today I'm going to show you how to code in Roblox Studio. But first, we have to download Roblox Studio. So you just press this create button up there in the Roblox platform, and then you press create new experience. And then if you don't have Roblox Studio, you'll download it. But then you'll open Roblox Studio, and then you'll have to sign into your account. But since I have Roblox Studio, I won't need to sign in, I'm pretty sure. Yep, see? I'm all signed in. And then what you're going to need to do is go to New, and then you can either select one of these, but I would most likely select base plate or classic base plate. For this example, I'm going to select classic base plate. And once you are loaded into Roblox Studio, you can see all of these in Explorer. If you don't have Explorer, you go up here, you press View, you make sure you have, it might look like this for you. You make sure you have Explorer and Properties open. You can put them more view on, and I have the Object Browser open right here. And like when you're here, you click this Classic Base Plate, and then I'll have the Command Bar open, and that's all I'll have open for now. Then what you go ahead and see, here's the workspace. Here's the players. These are all properties of the these are properties right here. Okay, so the recording. Okay. This is an instance, and these are the properties. And for this example, this workspace has this arrow, so it has children. So if you open it up, you can see that children are camera, terrain, and here's a part, the base plate, which this is an actual object, which if you go all the way up here and press scale, you can scale how big or small you want it to be. But this isn't a building tutorial, this is a scripting tutorial. So you see this instance that says server script service. Then you're gonna need to press this plus arrow, which then you can press script, and then here's the script. It'll have print hello world in here, but we'll leave that there. And then if we press this button, make sure to have it be run instead of that. So it won't load you into the game, but it will run the scripts. So we're not doing like anything that we need to be in the game. And now I'm going to the View tab and selecting Output, which is down here. What you can see, it has print hello world. Once we go ahead and run it, down here it'll say hello world. You might not have all of these running blue things, which is good. I don't know why I have them. There. Okay, now I just have that. Okay. Which it says hello world, which is exactly what is in here. This is a string. So you can press print and then type whatever, and then it will be in there. But if you do this with no quotation marks, since it's like a number, it'll print it, but it needs to be like a value. So like I normally use quotation marks, but like if you do Yeah, this is print. We can say print LOL 12. Then if you run it, you run print LOL 12 right there, like it was before. Which printing is the basic thing. Which now I'm going to show you on stuff that might be a little hard for beginners, so I will do it slowly. And the first thing we're going to learn is how to edit properties of like this. Like if you look at here, you can see size right here, which this is pretty big, but if you want the size to be 1, 1, 1, now it's small. We're going to learn how to do that with the script, which I'm just going to set this to be like 50, 50, 50, so that we have that to stand on if we ever go in the game. Which first we say game, which is the instance that holds all of these. So workspace is a children, and we need to get to the base plate. So we say dot workspace, which now it means workspace. We could say that current camera, and it means this property right here, but we don't want to do a property. We want to go further in. So we say dot base plate, which this is case sensitive. And then also you might think you're like you might to type just workspace instead of game dot workspace if you want to, but make sure you don't capitalize it. Okay, now we can look at a property. If you want to change the brick color, we can look at them and see if there's really red. But we're going to change the transparency first. So as you can see, there's a scroll wheel, which it is a number, which we can say that transparency, which if you want to, you can press enter if it's selected on the one you want, like so, and it will automatically fill it in for you. And because we're sending it to something, we put an equal sign. But you're sending it to a number, so if we put 0.8, if we go ahead here and select it to be 0.8, this is how it will look like. Let's set it to a 0. And then let's press run. And now, as you can see, it is now more transparent. Whereas this is how you use that. But now, if you do the same thing, but instead of dot transparency, we do something different, like anchor. Which this has a check and a not check. Which this is use true or false. Which, if you say true, it means it's checked, so it won't change. But if we select false, it'll be like unchecked. Okay? So now if we run it, actually, no. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is you select it and press Control X, and then make a new line and then press Control V. So it's there, so we have the first line. And then I'm going to show you just one quick command real quick, which is wait. Which if you use wait, you could say wait 1, which means it will wait 1 second to continue the lines of code beneath it. So if there's the code up here, it'll do the code and then it will wait 1 second to continue the code down. But since it's our first line, it just waits 1 second before it does anything. Which we want it to wait a little bit more than that, so let's set it to 2 seconds because it'll take a little bit to load. Which now you can see it's fine, but then it turns gray and then it falls down because it's not anchored to the world, so it just falls down. And then what we can do is I'm going to show you brick color now. So we can do go game.workspace.baseplate.brick color, and then you can go, which we're setting it to something, which this one is a little different. We're creating a new brick color, so we'll say brick color dot new, because we're creating a new one. And then you put parentheses, which it should have this. Make sure it's not brackets, it's parentheses. And then you can see bright red, and then if you select it, you make sure it is in the brackets, because it will give you an error down here if it's not in the bracket. So now it'll be red when we run it, I'm pretty sure, after 2 seconds, of course. As you can see, and it's falling. Now I'm gonna teach you how to change the size and position, which each one of these you do the same thing. So let's go to game.workspace.baseplate, and if we say .size, then we're obviously setting it to something, so we say equals, but then we have 3 values here. Anything that has 3 values, you always say vector 3. If it has 2 values, you say vector 2. But in this case, it has 3 values, so you say vector 3 dot new, because we're creating a new vector 3, and right now the vector 3 for size is this, but we're creating a new vector 3, which now we have parentheses, which we have number x, number y, number z right here. If we expand this on the side, we could see the x and the y and the z. We could set it to be 10, 10, 10, which will set x to 10, y to 10, and z to 10. Now, if you want to do the one with position, it has 3 values, so you use vector 3. Which now the position of it will be set to there after 2 seconds. And something cool is we can put a wait right here for 1 second. So when it's unanchored, it falls, and then it's wait a second, and then it's set back up to the top. So let's see if that works. See, it's falling. We might need a little bit more of a delay, because my computer is a little bit slow. So we put 5 here and 3 here, which now should have the a good delay. So now, then it will change these properties, which then we're setting it to wait again to change the last property position, which it's not here. because it's already been way more than that many seconds. That's why. But now I'll teach you a material. Which we say game that material. We can set it. Which if we look through here, we can set it to whatever we want. If we want to set it to neon, which I'm just gonna get rid of this because I don't want it to fall. If we could just say neon. And then if we go ahead and run this code, it turns neon. But if you don't believe me that it didn't turn neon, if you go ahead and look at it, as you can see, the material is neon. Okay. Now here's the last thing I'm going to show you for this episode. If you go ahead and press File, you can go down and press Studio Settings. And then you can go ahead and press, let me see. Well, if you press Script Editor, you can change the color of everything, which I have changed this before. But if you go to Studio, and then you scroll down to Theme right here, which is Studio, and then you go down, here's Camera, here's Directories, and here's General. At the bottom of the General it has Theme, which I set to Dark. If you set it to Light, then it will change the whole theme, and it will be light, as you can see, like this, which is very bright. But if you set it to default, this is how it should look like, which my default is dark, which you can go ahead and change it to dark because I just think it looks better, but that's my opinion. If you like it light, you can make it stay light. This is the end of this tutorial, and